Hello, viewers. I'm Simon Preston, and welcome to Reggae Boys Commentary. Final score in Houston, Texas, in Group C action of the CONCACAF Gold Cup. Jamaica 0, El Salvador 0. This is the first time that Jamaica is failing to score in a match in all competitions since March 26, 2019, against Costa Rica, where we lost 1-0 in a friendly match. This is also the first time that we're drawing a football match since August 20, 2018, where we drew 2-2 with Barbados in Bridgetown last year. So, what were the changes that Jamaica made for this encounter? Well, there were two changes. Peter Lee Vassell came out, and in addition to Peter Lee, Devon Williams was also out. And the players that came in, you had Andre Lewis and Junior Flemings that came in. I didn't particularly have an issue with those adjustments. I just personally felt that defensively, Sean Francis would have made the adjustment for Jamoy Topi. Today, I think Sean Francis, speaking of, I think Sean Francis had a diligent outing today. I'd give him a 7.5 out of 10 for today. We had our chances. Jamaica had the chances to put away the game. For me, 2 points dropped instead of 1 point gained. That's the way that I look at it based on the chances. And now we're winless against El Salvador in our last 3 games. Last Gold Cup we drew 1-1. We lost to them 2-0 in the CONCACAF Nations League earlier this year, and now we drew 0-0 with them. Shamar Nicholson had a chance to end. Sean Francis, a lovely shot from long range as well, testing the goalkeeper. I think the fundamental issue that we had is that we didn't move the ball as quickly as we should have. This gave the El Salvadorians time and space to come back into their position to get numbers back behind the ball, which made it more difficult for us. Leon Bailey wasn't on the ball as much, but that being said, defensively we weren't tested as much. Andre Blake, other than a few crosses and a few corner kicks, didn't have much to do. Andre Blake, as I said, he didn't have much, so an 8. Damien Lowe, 8.5. Sean Francis, 7.5. Alvas Powell at right back, an 8. Kamar Lawrence, difficult outing for him. I didn't think that his best performance came this evening, but he gets a 7. Junior Flemings, a 7. Andre Lewis, a 7.5. Michael Hector, 7.5. Alongside him, you look at what's been happening up front as well. Brian Brown, Devo Orgill, and Leon Bailey. They all get, Devo Orgill, 7.5. Leon Bailey as well. Brian Brown lost possession a few times, so we can't afford to be sloppy. When Shamar Nicholson came on and Darren Nuttocks, you felt that there was an impetus, especially with Ricardo Morris came on in a few minutes on the left-hand side. You felt that opportunities were being created, but certainly 2 points dropped for us. Before I get to you guys in the comments, do you know what is the score over in the other game? Honduras is taking on Curacao right now. Do you know what's the score in that game? The 2017 Caribbean Cup champions, Curacao, are leading Honduras 1-0. I tell you, Honduras frail. Honduras is a frail side, and I'm not ashamed to say it. Honduras frail. Gone are the days of Carlos Pavon, Danilo Trucios, Milton Nunez, David Suazo, Noel Valladares. Gone are those days. Amado Guevara, Wilson Palacios. Gone are those days. Honduras a frail side. That's why we should have put at least 4 in of them. Serious thing. So Curacao is leading 1-0. Leandro Bacuna. He got the goal in the 40th minute for Curacao, the 2017 Caribbean Cup champions. Let's see what you guys are saying in the comments below. Man's not hot pep. Well, yes, Mayor say send me one message on YouTube. What is going on? Shamar McCoy, you never the match. No, I'm not in the United States. DJ Veneto, we need midfield. I think we have enough depth in the squad to get a goal. Of course, we should have at least scored two this evening. They teeth us today for offside and it was clearly onside. I don't know what they were doing. Referee was. We had a few decisions that went against us today, didn't we? It's very tough against these Central American teams, especially El Salvador, Guatemala, in particular Nicaragua as well, because we're physically imposing and the Central Americans are a little bit more diminutive. A little touch like that and it's a foul. For me, it's frustrating in that way. Kevin Genius, yeah, Brandon Hudson, disappointing to say the least. Leon May, in the middle, no ball passer. RTS vibes, Hector is the issue that them say. Believe baller bro, it's the coach fault. DJ Curacao 1-0. Carvin Genius, Hector need to act like a defender. They made Jamaica playing too slow. I think that's the fundamental issue right now. DJ Veneto gets Rafa Morrison in midfield. The issue is that Rafa Morrison does not have a US visa. If you don't have a US visa, you can't enter the United States. Simple as that. RQB, do we have a horrible problem? Start Nicholson. Yeah, we could start Nicholson the next game. Bassel was on the bench. Brandon Hudson, people need to understand that Hector is not a creative midfielder. Yeah, he's not a creative midfielder. He's a holding midfielder. That is true. That's what we need to do. Yeah. So many people have been asking, especially in Jamaica, that they can't watch the Gold Cup because remember in the States, Fox Soccer Channel has the rights for it. So there's nowhere in Jamaica that you can watch it on television. So you have to look at streams online to actually follow the game. So that is the way that you can watch the game if you're in Jamaica. If you're in the diaspora, USA and Canada in particular, you're safe. England, you have to find a stream online for sure. And Daniel Johnson, he's part of the plans for the future. He's part of the plans for the future for sure. So let me just end it by saying this. 2 points dropped is not the end of the world. Jamaica is still at the top of the group, regardless of what happens in the Curacao-Honduras encounter. Even if Honduras rallies back to win the game, Jamaica is still at the top of the group. 75 minutes, and Curacao are leading by 1-0. 1-0. So what's next for the Reggae Boys? They're going to take on Curacao on June 25th. That's Tuesday at the Bank of California Stadium in Los Angeles. That's on Tuesday. I think that game is roughly around 7 o'clock Jamaica time. LA is 2 hours behind Jamaica, I believe. So, yeah. What I'll say is that it's going to be a challenging affair against Curacao, a team that defeated us in the Caribbean Cup final. I was there in Martinique. They used their Eredivisie players and got the better of our USL and RSPL players. They have a Champions League goalkeeper in goal, Eloy Room. They have a strong spine to work with. Coco Martina in defense of Feyenoord. Daryl Lachman of PSA Zwolle. And then you go into the midfield now with the likes of Bakuna, Maria, Martina. And then you look at the forward lines and you say to yourself, wow, these are some top players. Gino van Kessel, a man who scores goals for fun. He's going to be a player that gives Jamaica problems. Massive problems. Gino van Kessel, remember the name. 26 years of age. 8 goals, 18 games for Curacao. Remember the name. And if we want to get the better of Eloy Room in goal for Curacao, we have to play much quicker. Because that pedestrian pace that we had, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's not going to work at all. So, a point. We're still at the top of the group. What do we need to do to advance to the quarterfinals? At least one more point will book a spot for Jamaica into the quarterfinals. But if we want to top the group, we have to win the game. But as I said, though, it's still a double whammy from a Jamaican standpoint, because if Jamaica comes second in the group, they're going to play the United States. If Jamaica top the group, we're going to play Panama, a team we've only beaten twice in 50 years. So, as I said, I promise you, if Jamaica wins their quarterfinal, then we'll be back in the Gold Cup final. I can promise that. If you ask me who I'd rather play, both games are going to be tough. USA will not play their under 23 team against us, and Panama is just going to make life so difficult for us. So, but let's not count our eggs before they're hatched. Jamaica needs to take on Curacao on Tuesday and get a victory. We beat them 2-0 in the last Gold Cup. Romario Williams scored and Darren Mattox. So, Reggae Boys fans, let me know your thoughts. Is there any adjustments you'd make to the team for the game on Tuesday? Bringing in Jamoy Topi for Sean Francis, perhaps bringing in Peter Lee Vassell back into the starting 11. The front three of Devo Orgill, Brian Brown, and Leon Bailey, would you make an adjustment to it? Would you perhaps take out Brian Brown and bring in Shamar Nicholson for that game? I personally would, because of the physical element. That's something that I would do personally. And Darren Mattox come on in the last half an hour to put some fire under their skin. That's what I would do. So, Reggae Boys fans, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to Reggae Boys Commentary. Take care.